Let me know before we start, excuse me, if you can hear and see me. If you can let me know in the chat before we start. Awesome. Hello, everyone. Great. It's a pleasure to have you all here today. We do once again have a good attendee today. I think there's a lot of you guys that are excited to start browse services. So I am really happy for this webinar because I want to share my excitement on browse services with you guys. Okay, so thank you. Everybody can hear and see. Send me some shout outs of where you're from. Maybe you might have some more people from the same area there in this webinar. I am in Canada, Ontario, Toronto, Chicago. I will be there in April for the show. Maryland, LA. I'd love to go back to LA. Calgary was there in November. Lots of California, Connecticut, Alberta. From Europe. Well, Danielle, welcome. We're in Europe. Omaha, Nebraska. Oh, they're going so fast. There we got London. We got somebody from Canada, Montreal, Philly. We have a show as well. April 20th and 21st. Or 21st and 22nd, the beauty show, the Philly show. So that's happening. And then also we have the American Spa show happening in Chicago, 20th to the 22nd of April. And we will be having booths in both of those shows. So come visit our Reflectisol booths. We have all the trade show information on our website too, so you can check out what trade show we'll be at and what's our booth number. So Atlanta, Georgia, I am actually coming there, Paula. I'm flying out tomorrow because I have the opportunity to be a judge at the Skin Games. So that is awesome. Maybe I'll see you there. Don't know if you're going to the Skin Games. Sorry, but Georgia, Atlanta would be my first time going there, so I'm excited. So thank you everyone for sharing. I wanted to give a couple of minutes for people to come on in and get settled and get their computer all settled and so forth. So thank you so much. I am going to pop up a survey. There was one question though that I didn't add up on the survey, but I do want to pop it up, and it's just about 4 questions. Let's just find that survey. Okay. So you guys can see the survey, right? Let me know if you can see it popping up on your perfect. Awesome. Some of you guys are already doing it. Great. There was another question I wanted to ask, but I'll ask it afterwards because I would love to welcome all those people. But okay, so I'll wait till everybody fills it up and then I'll end. We still have a lot of people joining into the webinar. So that's good. Yes, Paula. Does that mean you're going or you're not going? Are you going to the Skin Games? Sorry, the questions, all the chat was going fast. But Monica, you cannot see the survey? It's popped up on the screen, the survey. Maybe if you're with a phone, it's not working. I'm not quite sure why it's not working for you. Oh, is it working for you now? Okay. Okay, great. If it's not working for some people, it could be just your setting of your phone or wherever you're on, maybe your tablet. But we'll look at the survey together and you can always chime in afterwards in the chat. Okay. Okay, so I think everybody filled it up. Oh, there's still a couple people filling it up. I'm going to leave it for another 1 minute. We are soaring close to 100 attendees, so I know some people who are coming in are filling it up. The one question I wanted to ask that actually you can respond in the chat box is, how many people today is it your first time coming to the webinars that I do or the webinars that we do for Reflectisol? Who is it their first time? Just, you can say me, put a hands up, like whichever, however you want. Okay. Look at those first timers. Love it. Wow, there's lots of you. So I want to welcome you guys and thank you for choosing and coming to sit in with us today. Second time. Well, Amy, I hope there's a third one. We do have a part two. So I want to thank you all for actually being here for your first time. You will have a lot of people in here that are great supporters of our webinars, that come all the time or come as many as they can do. So they will share their thoughts in the chat box as well to guide you into your journey with Refecticil and to help you see that, you know, you've chosen a good brand to come today and learn about the brow business industry and also the support that we give everybody with education. So we're happy to have you. Okay, so I'm going to end the voting. I know we still have people trickling in, but I do got to get started with the PowerPoint. So let's you can't see me, Jita. Check your camera settings. Also check to see if you're on a electronic device that allows the camera. If it's your phone, you got to click the your camera setting to allow it to see. If it still doesn't work, exit and then come back in. Okay. So that you're able to see the PowerPoint. Can you at least see the PowerPoint? I mean, like the screen about the voting? Okay, so I'm going to end the voting now. Sorry for anybody that I cut you off. So we're going to share the voting so you guys can see now the voting. And I asked a lot of people, the first question that I asked was, do you offer brow laminations? And we do have about 83 attendees, but out of the 28 out of the 83 said they do offer brow laminations, which the reason why sometimes I ask this question is when I do a lot of classes and at trade shows, I ask a lot of people, you know, do you offer a brow lamination? And, you know, I'll have 150 people in the classroom and maybe 2 or 3 put their hands up. Gita, are you okay? You're good? You can see us? Awesome. And then I ask, I know the reason why, but I ask them, I say, what's the reason why? Or sometimes I'll say, is the reason why is it because you feel your customers don't like this look? Your clients that are coming in don't like this look? And a lot of them say yes. And that's the fault of social media. That's the fault of certain professionals or certain educating companies, because they always focus on just one look. And with brow lamination, it doesn't have to be one look because you are relaxing the hair, or you can maneuver it now. You can redirect those hair to essentially whatever position you want. So if the client does not want that spruced up, crazy, wild look because maybe they're more mature clientele, then change it up and give them that softer, fluffed up look. So once I teach people that in the classroom, they end up coming to the booth and buying the brow lamination and starting to offer that into their business. So for the example, the rest of the people that didn't get a chance to fill it up or who are not doing brow lamination, well, this is your opportunity to start offering it. Okay, after we go through the PowerPoint today. Is this your first time learning about Refecticil? So we have some new ones that even are new to Refecticil, the brand. So we are happy we have you on here because we're going to help you to make your decision easier if you're trying to find the right brand to work with in your lash and brow journey. And then, are you interested in starting a brow business? And once again, we had 12 out of the 83 because we didn't have a lot of people get in on time to fill the registration. But basically, today's webinar is about earning an extra $100,000 a year on just brow services. And you're going to see with the PowerPoint that a lot of you are losing money if you're not offering brow services. Okay, so I wanted to do this little survey just to get an idea. And I thought if you get you guys to interact too and play around and fill it in. Okay, so we're going to stop sharing. And we're going to get to the PowerPoint and, stop sharing, close. And if you can see behind me, you can actually see a little bit of a setup that I've done. I'm going to put it as a big AV. So obviously I pop up a banner up there. This is the banner that we use when we do classes and stuff that show the 5 reasons why you should offer brow services. But can you see the layout of the backdrop, the mirror, the trolley, and the chair? In this PowerPoint, in this presentation, today's webinar, you're going to see how easy it is to set up your brow bar, that it doesn't require a lot of furniture, space, and so forth, okay? And we're going to talk about why also doing your brow services sitting up. Okay, so this is my little background to show you guys. And then let's go to the presentation. And we're gonna get started. It's so nice setup. Thank you, Danielle. So basically, it's a very simple setup just to show you guys what you could be doing to set up in your station, in your salon or spa. Also to show, because in the PowerPoint you'll see an image that is a salon setting. Also to show people that have a salon that they can actually turn one of their stations into a lash and brow styling station. So, in a salon, you might have 6 or 7 stations. Some of them are not occupied or they're used for rentals, but you can actually assign one just to be for lash and brow styling. And you can see how much more customers you can gain coming in to do these services, but also a great add-on service to those customers that are coming in to get their hair done while their hair is processing. Why not get their brows tinted? They got a new color going on, freshen up those brows. So, and with these services, they're very easy to add on. So that's what we're going to learn today. So I'm actually really excited to talk to you about the business of brows, because it's actually going to assist those who don't know what to do to freshen up their business, or maybe you might have a career change and you're getting into the aesthetic industry or to the lash and brow styling. So this is actually going to, I would say, pump you up to get you started on offering these services or starting your brow journey. Okay, so let's look at the first PowerPoint, this first page. Everybody can see this, okay? Everybody can see the PowerPoint? Let me know. Perfect. Okay, just want to make sure. So, as it mentions in the PowerPoint, you are here today because you are thinking about it, or you are ready to take on the brow world and start up your own brow business. So you're at the right place, because we're going to show you how easy it is. And if you have not capitalized yet on the brow market, think about it, because you are losing money. You're just leaving money on the table. So, and more specifically, if you haven't considered adding any of these brow services to your business, reconsider it. You'll see how easy it is to do these services, to add them, and you'll see that revenue coming in. Because if you look on the right side, it says 5 reasons to offer lash and brow services. So we added the lash part in there too, because eventually you can start offering lash services as well. But even if you just start with the brow services, you can earn $100,000 a year. If you start offering your lash as well, your revenue increases. Okay, so it's high in demand. You will notice, you will hear it, people coming and asking, do you do lash tinting? Do you do lash lifts? Do you do brow lamination? So what better way to maintain that customer loyalty by being able to offer all these services that in discretion, but in whatever you can offer. But these quick and easy services they're asking about their brows and lashes, if you're not offering them, they will eventually find another salon or spa that offers it. And essentially, if that salon is offering what you were originally doing services to that client, plus they're offering the lash and brow services, that client is going to end up going to that one place. So you don't want to lose that customer loyalty. You want to be able to stay up to date with whatever the trends are, what people are asking, and be able to offer that, essentially, because there's a lot of competition as well out there, right? It's easy to learn. As we said, these services are very easy. Brow lamination, easy peasy, like it's very, very easy to learn. It requires small investments. So when we look at the slide about how easy it is to set up your brow bar, the cost is very little. If you'll see in the picture, another thing you can get is a mirror with a stand already together in one. So it lessens your space even more. I didn't have the opportunity for that. So I just purchased a standalone mirror and my standalone trolley there for my product. But you can essentially have just one unit. That's the mirror, a ledge to put your product with a drawer to store. Okay. As we mentioned, it utilizes very little space. It guarantees extra revenue and customer loyalty. So we see the importance of a well-groomed face. We see the importance of brows, what they do to a client's or anybody's look. And I always say, even though the pandemic is like 4 years back, like we've had it, I always say a lot of people saw the importance of brow shaping and lash shaping and lifting their lashes and taking care of their brows and lashes during the pandemic when they were mask wearing. Because once you're covering this portion that people just put lipstick on, like if they didn't have time to put makeup on, they could just pop on lipstick. Now what's happening to the rest of the face with the mask covering that. So a lot of people saw the importance of going and getting their lashes styled and their brows tinted and so forth. So those people have maintained these services up until now. So we see the importance. We see the importance of our face being framed. We see the brows. Our brows do a very important role in framing our face and setting our look. Okay. So, and don't also forget that these brow services are both for male and female. I have picked up a lot more now doing male services because I was neglecting that. And a lot of male clientele, they do want their brows tinted. They do want their brows softened because they have a lot of gray in it. They do want their hair to be relaxed because they have kinks in their brow. Like I always joke around and I say, if your significant other had Jack Nicholson brows, it's a little scary to look at every day. For Jack Nicholson, that made him popular because his roles as a villain, those brows do him justice. But for a day-to-day look, those wild brows can make your look be aggressive. So a lot of male clientele, they get their brows laminated. To relax, just relax the hair. You don't necessarily have to go give them that spruced up look, that separated look. You can just do a relaxation service for a male clientele. But as well, you might be shocked, but I've been doing a lot of curls on male because a lot of male do have a clientele. They have like downcast lashes too, and with a downcast look, it can make you also look not freshened up, not vibrant, right? Not alert. So a lot of them do a curl where we use a bigger roller so that the curl is not too rounded and gives a little bit of that freshness and that that lifted look, right? So don't forget, you're going to bring in that revenue as well with your male clientele, and they're very loyal clientele as well. And a final thing on this page is, unlike other beauty businesses, like for example, if you have to start up you're going to start up your laser business, like your laser hair removal or your facial business, or a lot of that takes time until, your hydrofacial, it takes time to see the revenue coming in, because the cost of the furniture or the equipment is a lot, right? The products to supply for that is a lot. So it takes time before you see that revenue. But when it comes to brow services, and including lashes too, but when it comes to having a brow bar, with the proper management, the proper advertising, your social media, you start to be profitable right away, like instantly. So think about that once again, if you haven't thought about offering brow services. Okay, so let's go on to the next slide. The next slide is what we're gonna talk about. So like a brief little bullet. So 3 easy steps to get started, which is your setup, products, pricing. Then we go into the services very briefly because part 2 will actually be the live demonstration of these 2 services combined on a client. But we're going to talk a little bit about brow lamination because for some it's new. And then we're going to talk about intense browns as well because that's a new system. And especially from the US, it's a very important system for you guys, as in being FDA compliant. But for Canada, it's also an important way to reach your clientele that are losing their brow hairs and don't want to do an invasive treatment like microblading. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about client and professional testimonials. We went out to the market and we asked professionals to give us their feedback after doing our business of brows classes or bringing in our Reflectisol brow services, and we asked them to ask their clients. So we've got a bunch of testimonials that we want to share with you to see what people are saying out there. So it helps convince you to get started. And then we are talking about the profitability because we have a little worksheet that actually breaks down how you earn that extra $100,000 a year. Okay. Here's a setup. So you see in the picture, this is a salon setting. So we're actually trying to show a lot of salons as well, how easy it is for them to start up a brow bar. But you see, like you have the stations in the back, the wash station, but this is one station here that they assigned to a brow styling station. And you see it's got the mirroring with the light, with the drawer and the ledge, all in one compartment, all in one fixture, right? So there is that option as well to do. And then your chair. So here we say to set up, you need a makeup or microblading chair, depending on what your budget is. A makeup chair will be cheaper than a microblading chair, but a microblading chair also does a little bit of the reclining, very little reclining that like even my chair does that. Like it reclines because it's a washing chair, but when they're doing lash services, it just keeps the gravity a little bit better, because if they're straight up, like I've learned to do lash lifts sitting up at trade shows because we didn't have room for beds and stuff. So I can do it, but it's not comfortable for the client either. When it's a lash lift, it takes a little bit longer. So they need to be comfortable. So if you get a microblading chair that reclines, they have that more relaxed look where gravity doesn't set down, and they could potentially be getting solution in their eye or so forth. Okay. An upright station, table with drawers for storage, a mirror with illumination. Shelving is optional. If you already have your own salon and you have a retail section, perfect. You're going to put the retail stuff there for lash and brow styling, and you're going to make sure that you talk to the client, you walk with the client over there, or you have the product on your shelf there to say this is your aftercare. But if you're on your own, or you're renting a station, a little shelving, a little small shelving, or having the box of our aftercare there that comes in 12 that they purchase, you need to have that opportunity to sell your retail. Could we do it while client is at the sink? Yes, you can. So that's why we put that setting with the washing station. So if they're at the sink and they put a toner and the toner has to be on for another 20 minutes or so, yes, you can potentially complete their brows. Just make sure the area is dry, doesn't get wet. There's no solution that's going there. But yes, you can even do like a basic tinting while they're sitting in the hair washing station. So yeah, you can. You can do it while their hair is processing under the dryer, or while the color is on. Any opportunity you can to add these services, do it. If you're in the aesthetic industry, then you can be adding it into your when you're doing facials, when they are in the mask part where they put the mask on, leave the brows free so that you can work on the brows, the brow lamination and tinting. If they got a pedicure and they didn't do, or a manicure and they didn't do the shellac, they just did a regular manicure where it's regular polish, which takes time to dry, and they're sitting under the dryer, the fans, you could be doing their brows as well. Okay, so products and services. So as I have here in the back there's that Business of Brows kit. And I'm going to bring it a little bit closer just to show you guys. We have this new kit. So if you visit us in the past weekend at the New York IECSC, you saw this, you purchased it. I hope your journey has started and this webinar is helping you. But this is a new kit that we've created, and you're able to purchase it. But inside the kit is the 3 products that you need, as you can see in this PowerPoint right here, of what you need to get started in your Business of Brows. Your brow lamination kit, your full professional, brow lamination kit, your essentials intense browns kit, your essential intense browns kit, and also your styling gel, because a lot of professionals forget that Reflectisol does have a aftercare, and you should be using it with all your Reflectisol services because you are processing. So they forget. And our styling gel, is a hero product. It does so well. Once we inform people what it does and how to use it, it's great. So please make sure that you can get that if you don't have it in your services. There are some questions. I can see a screen but no sound, and she's off the picture as well. Oh, so she can see the screen but no sound. Let me just respond to this question. Give me 1 second. I will get to your purchasing. Give me 1 second. Please check your volume setting. If still doesn't work, exit and come back in. Okay. So for purchasing, your local distributors should have this available in their stores. So reach out to your local distributor and let them know that you're looking for the Business of Brows kit. You could also go onto our website under the cost. Once again, you have to check with the distributor because the distributor has their suggested cost for it. But what I would suggest is, even if you go to the website of where to buy, you can see the distributors that are offering Reflectisol. and you can call and request. If you're having any hard time finding it with certain distributors, then you can email us and we'll try to direct you to what distributor is closer to you. Okay. But that's the kit that has all those items inside. Okay. Roughly the kit will probably be around $329, right? For all of that, because that's not it. That's not all that's inside this kit. We want to help you to be able to offer this service, like promote this service. So in the Business of Brows kit, we've created a beautiful tent card. So when you fold it like that, it sits on your table and it actually advertises both services, and it has befores and afters. So it has your brow lamination before and after and your intense browns before and after. So what great way to have this, set it up in your manicure area, in your hair salon, in your spa room, and people can see that you're offering these services. It's almost like silent seller, right? Do we need any license to purchase? Well, Ramji, if you are in Ontario, you need to have a professional background, but there's certain states, well, all the states you have to have licensing, but in the provinces, there's certain provinces that as long as you have a professional background, you're able to do these services. But if you're with a licensing state or province, you have to be licensed. Okay. And the other thing we added on here is this booklet. So whatever we're doing in the presentation today and more is in the booklet to help you guys get started in your brow journey. Even the little worksheet of the part that says, show me the money. So on how to earn that extra 100,000. So we have created this beautiful booklet that goes inside there. We've also added these two beautiful aftercare postcards, because you can actually order these from the distributor in a bundle of 25, and you can actually be every new client that comes to get these services done, you can give them an aftercare so that and it's explained all in the back of what they have to do. And that way, you know that if they don't follow it, essentially it's their fault that it didn't last long or so forth. But these are great aftercare, because I know a lot of professionals always email me and say, what's the aftercare I have to tell my client? And now you have it in these beautiful postcards. Okay, so those are the extra stuff that you get into the kit to help you with your business. Okay, so as you can see here, and the services, what they're called, are brow intensifying. So the intense brown service, which we'll talk a little bit about it, because if you're in Canada, it might be a little bit new to you, but the brow intensifying with the intense brown system. So we call the service brow intensifying, then the brow lamination, and then your aftercare. Okay, so Linda, no sound. Everybody else can hear me because I've only heard it on 2 people. So let's see. Check your volume. Sorry, guys. Check your volume setting. Okay. Yeah, well, usually on a PC and phone, there shouldn't be an issue. Sometimes the issues happen on a tablet, but once again, they have to check, sometimes you have to go into your settings, like your actual mic settings and volume setting. And sometimes it's crossed off, it's muted there. So you have to go there so let's hope. I know a lot of you guys can hear because there's only 2 complaints. If you guys couldn't hear, I'd be like bombarded with all of you guys. So hopefully they can fix that and be able to hear. Okay, so the next slide. So the first slide, we showed everything that you can get right away and start your business of brows. The next slide shows, well, you don't only have to stop at these services. There's a lot more services you can offer in your business of brows. So is this kit good for brow lamination and lash lift as well? No, just brow lamination, because the lash lift, you would need the kit, the form. So essentially, if you do buy this kit that has the solutions, you just have to buy the glue and the forms and the lifter tool. But if you buy the lash lift kit, it's able to do brow laminations. Okay. So essentially, the reason why also the intense browns came out in the US market is because it's the first FDA compliant tinting system in the US. So that means that all across the US, if they get inspected, the labor board comes or whatever, the labor board, sorry, not labor, the health inspectors and stuff like that. And if they see that you're not using an FDA compliant tinting system in certain states, they fine you. $500, whatever, they fine you. So this is the first FDA compliant tinting system that uses an FDA approved color additive called silver nitrate. And that is why it's in the US, this has taken a launch and has been doing well. And in Canada, we don't have that issue with compliancy of tints, but this system, as we'll talk about, is a hybrid system that stains the skin. Everybody's used to using the oxidative tint. So as you can see here, you can still order products and offer your either order, if you're new at Brow Services, you can order the color starter kit that has the 6 basic colors that you will need to start doing brow tinting, or the Lash and Brow Bar. The Lash and Brow Bar is actually really nice. I don't have it put together because I travel with it, but I can show it to you guys. Like, meaning it is put together, but this one's put together. There we go. So you can hold it. Usually I don't put this in so that I can travel with it, but this one is secured inside. So it's a caddy that you can bring with you, and you can even put inside there the lash lift stuff. Like I have my glues and my pads and stuff. And if you're mobile, you can bring this around with you. It has all the oxidative colors, all the prep and aftercare stuff that go back here, the caddy holder for your Q-tips, brushes, and cotton rounds. So this is essentially a nice one too. In Canada, this one does well because you can actually display it on your reception desk or somewhere, and people can see that you're offering these services. In the US, you can only display the intense browns because this is not FDA compliant. Okay. Once again, where can we order the caddy? Your local distributor should have it or can do a pre-order. Once again, if you check the where to buy on our website, you can see who's the closest to you. If you have any issues, reach out in our email, which I'll have at the end, that you can reach out to me and I can help you guys. But yes, it is a nice caddy. I'm very mobile. Even when I do my services, I do girls' nights and stuff like that. That caddy comes with me everywhere, and it looks so well put together. And I always say, essentially, it advertises for you. So imagine having that on a shelf or something like that, and you're busy with your customer, and your next customer comes in. They're coming in for a facial or a waxing or something, and they see that caddy and they're like, oh, look, Melissa, she does brow services too. Oh, okay, let me see if I can book in my brow service, right? So it essentially does a sale for you. Yes, it's very professional, very, very professional looking, and holds everything you need for lash and brow tinting for the oxidative tints. And then you could add in there in the little cubbies, your lash lift services or your brow lamination solutions, and bring that with you. Another product that you'd want to really invest in is your Blonde Brow, which is the bleaching paste. At the New York trade show, I had to correct everybody. They would pick up the Blonde Brow, like, oh yes, I need this for my golden client hair. You have to remember that it is a bleaching paste. You can get a golden color when you bleach somebody's brow, but it's not a color, it's a bleaching. It strips away color. A great way to offer this as a service is for those customers that have the gray, wiry, unruly hair that just doesn't want to grasp the color. Right? So because those gray hairs are not porous enough. So you pre-soften it with the bleaching base. That's the most that the esthetician would like to use it. But if you're a hairstylist, you're using a more safe and effective way to bleach somebody's brows, because you're working very close in the eye area. And what you have in your bowl is very strong peroxide. Eventually can cause harm to the skin and to the eye. So this is the safest method. And you can only lift up to 3 levels, as opposed to what's in your bowl. You can lift up to 7 levels, but then you would have no brows left. Okay. So just make sure that this is for lightening. That can be used in California because there's no color. It's the colors that are not allowed to be the oxidative colors are not allowed to be used in the US, but the bleaching paste is not a color, so it's okay. Okay, so that's another service you can add. So are you seeing in your mind now how you're adding all these other services apart from what we showed you, those 3 ones? Now you're adding more. Can you see your revenue going ching, 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 right? It's going higher and higher because now you're offering all these other more custom services. And another one is, when you purchase when you purchase your kits that have, or when you purchase a Lash and Brow Bar and it has all the colors, you can actually custom color the brows, right? For example, you can mix the reds with the browns to make them much warmer. You can mix the graphites with the browns to make them much cooler. You can mix the red and the blue in different ratios to create purples and pinks. Hey, you never know who might come to you and want you to be custom coloring. You create your own recipe for that client, which in turn, nobody else will have that recipe. So you keep that customer coming to you with that recipe. Okay. Will there be a recording available for us to watch later? You're going over a lot of info. Oh, sorry that I am not fast enough to type out. I'm so sorry, Marie. I tend to do that. I tend to provide a lot of information, but yes, this will be recorded. All our webinars get recorded. You're welcome. You get it as a thank you email at the end. You'll have the recording, and plus we put it onto our website. So no worries about that. You're very welcome. Sorry for I have two flaws that I have to correct, and I have an issue correcting them. I like to share a lot of information. First flaw. Second flaw, when I get very passionate, I talk very passionate, which means I talk fast and I talk a lot. So sorry about that. I know I have to work on that. But yes, it will be recorded for everyone to be able. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Okay, so yeah, so sorry, excuse me. So custom coloring is also something you can be adding on your service menu, right? Correcting, custom coloring, bleaching, and so forth. Like you have all these extra services that you can add on. Make sure that your preparation products expand on those, because we have our micellar makeup remover, which is like a liquid format, but we also have our, I don't know if I have it here, but we also have our mousse. Am I like you, Gita? We like to share a lot of information, right? We also have the mousse, which is great for clients who are more sensitive. So you have a lot of options to cater to your, not a lot of SKUs that they overwhelm you, but you have one for your clients that are okay, that's liquid, and then you have another one that's more for sensitive. Also, our foam is great for lash extensionists. It's lash extension safe as well. Okay, so, and then you have your aftercare products. Don't forget, it's not just the styling gel. So the styling gel, you should have it in your services as a professional to use after every treatment. You need to have this. If you don't, please go buy one after this webinar. It's not a gimmick. It helps your services. It helps you to seal it in after you're done, hydrate and condition. Because remember, there's brow lamination and oxidative tinting. They require chemical processing. Also, it's got D-panthenol, which helps to bind the color. Do you have clients that come to you and say, even though you've done the tinting properly, the ratios properly for the oxidative tinting, right? You've done it all properly. And like you're mixing it with your oxidant, and your client comes back in 2 days and are like, it didn't last. Like it faded. Now, the reason can be also what they're doing at home, but if you don't sell your client this as well, this binds the color. So if they have a hard time, say for example, your customer, they sweat a lot, they're very oily, they go to the gym, they're swimmers, all that stuff breaks it down. They go to the sauna, they have their own personal sauna at home or so forth. That breaks down the coloring. So they should buy this because every morning they should put it on and it could help seal that color, and maybe could extend it to 5 days that it can last. That's even better for their investment of their money when they come and get the service done. And this tends to last like between 4 to 5 months if they're using it daily. So every morning I use this on my lashes and brows to prep them. I use it in the summer to be a hydrate as well, but to protect my lashes and brows when I go to the beach. I tend to be beach a lot. I don't want them to get lightened. So I use it as a protector. I put it on before I put my brow filling in as a primer. Even my mascara, I put it on my lashes before because it also adds a nice shine. Okay, so that's your day treatment for your client to take home. How I do this, because I know still in aesthetic schools, they're not strong in teaching us how to retail. So Jessica, Jaspreet, this is our styling gel, your aftercare that you as a professional have to use, and then you can sell it to your customer. Styling gel, okay? So one mistake that people make is that, give me 1 second, I lost my, oh yes. In the salon industry, if you're working for a spa owner or a salon owner, they expect you to be able to sell well because they have a whole display of retail stuff. But in school, they don't really focus on that. I remember in school when I went, and until this day, I ask people, do they focus on retailing? And they say not really. And I've created a webinar, and you can go watch it on our website, of how to retail and how to effectively retail without even annoying your customer either, right? So with a balance. But every new customer that I get into my chair that is new, and I do a treatment, a processing any of these treatments, I tell them, okay, your service today was $60. This is a $40 service. a $40 treatment. Your initial service today will be $100. Like what you're going to pay today is going to be $100. And then when you come back in 4 to 5 weeks, it goes back to just being $60 because you have this in your hand. That's the best way to get it right away in their hand. Because if we're not strong, if we don't have the strong suit of selling, I used to work at Shoppers Drug Mart as well as a cosmetician. So I have a strong suit of selling. But if we don't have that, our product just sits up on the shelf. The owners get upset that it's not rotating. It expires. You have to throw it in the garbage, so forth. And if you're scared to retail, if you're a little nervous to tell your client to buy stuff, and put it right away in their initial aftercare with your postcards, with a spoolie, and tell them it's a $40. This aftercare is a $40 package, is a $40 value that you're paying onto your service. Okay, and they don't have to worry about 5 months until they have to replenish it. Okay, let me see. There were some questions. Give me 1 second. Oh. Could you add it into the tiny price automatic so they go home? Yes, that's what I meant. So it is a $40. So you as a professional pay about $24 for it, but to the end user, it is a $40 value. So that's what I was saying. If you charge, for example, $60 for brow lamination, it would be $100 for the first service because you've included that in. Talk with your client about that. Educate your client what it does and why their first treatment will be $100, and you get that right into their hand. Yeah. Okay. Can you type the name for this? Yes, I can. So it's Refectosil. In the New York show we just had, we sold all our boxes. We brought like 5 cases of 12 each. Does that make it 72? And we sold. Because once they understand what it does, they're like, oh, shoot, I don't have this. I need to buy it. And sometimes they buy extra ones so they can actually retail it and see the feedback from their customer. Also, another great way from the styling gel. I never would have thought we'd talk so much about styling gel. We got to get moving, though. The styling gel also is great for those people who are doing brow lamination. When it reaches their 4th week mark, sometimes some of the brows that are a little bit more stubborn, they start to lose their perkiness, right? So you can use a styling gel to hold it up. Okay. How long would you book this service for? So we're going to get to that. Let's kind of roll to get to it. So, and now you can see what additional products you can offer. And we also have the Line and Shine, which is our makeup line. And I currently have it in my brows because I didn't have a chance to do my brow lamination or brow tinting. I teach, I do demos. I never have time for myself. So a nice pencil that I can fill in my brows, they are amazing. I can go from 7 a.m. in the morning or 6 a.m. when I get my makeup done till 10 o'clock at night, and they're smudge proof, waterproof, and my brows are on point. So if you haven't checked our makeup line, please do. They are amazing quality. I'm a Benefits Girl user for my brow pencils. These accelerate. They're amazing. Okay. So let's go on to this to show you guys more about the service and how long. Pricing your menu is very important, but you have to do as well your research within the market. You have to see your demographic. You have to see what your competitors are charging. You have to do a little bit of research, right? Because if you go way too high and your skills are not there, and maybe you're not as yet great like the competitor, you'll lose customers. So check who is your competitor, check what they're charging, see your demographic, see what they're willing to spend, ask those questions to your customer when they come in. And then you're also going to be adjusting your pricing as time goes. Things get more expensive, supplies get more expensive, or you perfected your skills now. So you can go a little bit higher in your pricing, but this is just a range in here. So we say for brow lamination, you can charge between $75 to $95. I charge $80 for brow lamination and a regular tint. When it is the intense browns, I go about 100, right? It's more because this takes time. Okay. And then if you're doing just a brow intensifying, just the intense brown service, between 50 to 60, because you have the brow map. It's 3 different steps. There's no mixing. The time and your artistic skills, that's why it's more expensive. Okay. I mean, that's why the cost of the service is higher. Brow coloring, if it's just oxidative tinting, then it's $15 to $25. brow styling. That means everything all together if you want to do it. If you want to do a brow, if your client's coming in for brow lamination, a tinting, whether it's the intense browns or whether it is the oxidative tint, and then shaping at the end. Don't forget to shape at the end because it completes that brow service. Okay, that brow experience. Okay. So let's go quickly and talk about the brow lamination. So a lot of you who are probably new to brow lamination, what the brow lamination does is that it relaxes the hair and you can redirect it and give your client more volume, more stability. Okay. For clients, even if they have thin brows, once you relax them, they get volume. And when you tint it, wow, brows are there. So if you're not offering this, it's great for those thin brow customers that need a little life to their brows. Okay. And if you look at the bottom, remember how I said the biggest flaw is that it's only one look that gets put on social media, which is technically the middle one, the brow lamination look. And that's not for everybody. No, not a lot of people want that pressed down sheen look, especially if you're maybe reaching to your 40s to 60s. You don't want it. The last look to the right, that's called the fluffy feathery brow. That's the one that's going to become very popular for you. Okay. That's the one that your clients that are in their 35s to 60s or 40 to 60s, under your 30 and under, they could either want the first one, which is a soapy brow, where all the brows are like spruced up like a caterpillar, they're like a party going on, or they want the laminated look where you have to use a plastic film to keep that pressed down look. Okay. There is a question. I feel like brow intensifying takes some extra precision because you can't exactly see what you're applying until after you apply the activator. Exactly. So when we get to the slide for the intense browns, because the two first steps are clear gels, you don't see anything. Precision is important, and that's why brow mapping helps you. And we teach the simple brow mapping. If the customer has a brow hair there, enough hair there for the brow shape, you just do the 3 points and connect it. If the customer has no brow and you have to create symmetry, that's where a caliber comes into place. That's where the string brow, the advanced brow mapping comes into place. Okay. But you are correct, or you need to be more precise because it's staining the skin. Would you laminate and then tint? Yes, you laminate first and then you tint. If you tint before and then laminate, it will fade the color. So, and then you're gonna have to tint again, and that's over processing. Okay. To order the gel from the website, you can't order it, Kimberly, from our website. You got to go to the Intense Browns tab where it says where to buy, and search in your area what distributor to buy. We are a master distributorship. We sell to distributors. We don't sell directly to you guys. Okay. But on our website, we do have the product about the styling gel, and you can download the product sheet so you can see the ingredients, share it with your customers. But we have all that education stuff on our website. Okay. You're welcome. Let's watch this. Oh, the videos, you know what I'm going to do? Let's go through the PowerPoint presentation, and then I want to show you the videos just to see that they've created, just to see the idea of the brow lamination and the intense browns, especially for people who are new at this. So I'm going to go to finish the PowerPoint and then show you the video. Now, what clients are saying, you can see here, these are clients. These are testimonials from clients. They're saying, Sandra from New Mexico, thanks to brow lamination, I wake up every morning with perfectly shaped and lifted brows. If you're considering brow lamination, don't hesitate. It's a total game changer, right? The last one from Katrina from New York, I cannot express how thrilled I am with the results of my brow lamination experience. As someone who has always had unruly and asymmetrical brows, this was the perfect treatment to get the perfect brow look. Okay, so you have customers that are requesting and customers that are giving good feedback to the look because they like the look is achieving the desires of what they want on their brows. Okay. The intense browns, as I mentioned, took its toll, took its recognition in the US because it's the first FDA compliant tinting system. But if you're from Canada, you want to use this as a hybrid tinting system to stain the skin. 8 to 10 days, it can stain the skin, 4 to 6 weeks on the hair, so that if you have those clients that are mature clienteles, I'm the victim of a 90s brow. So my brows are like pencil thin, and I don't like that because I have a bigger face. So I need fuller brows. So the intense browns is something that accommodates my face shape as being more oval and longer. Okay. So it is a hybrid. It does stain. It does color the hair as well. It is carefully tested. It's vegan certified, and it's all plant-based. Okay. And then you can choose one of these 3 looks. The most popular look with the intense browns is the ombre, because even by the name intense browns, you can tell it's intense, the look. So a lot of your customers will want the ombre look where it's not as intense. Okay. I didn't get the intense color on the skin. Laura, it might be something that I might have to troubleshoot with you. You might have to call me, troubleshoot, and go through some steps or some key importance techniques that some professionals forget or don't do that interfere with the staining on the skin. So once I share the email, you can reach out to me and I can guide you. Okay. Not next week, April 2nd, I'm actually doing the hands-on demonstration. So you can join that one too. And plus I'm going to show the videos as well. Okay. Okay, so the no mixing is required. So it's not like your oxidative tints where you mix with the oxidant. Step number 1 is the primer, which helps to prepare the skin for staining. Step number 2 is the color. And then step number 3 is what activates. As soon as you touch number 3 onto those areas, that's when you see color. Okay, you're welcome, Laura. You're welcome. We'll help you. We'll help you get through this and get the proper results. Okay, so I'm going to show the video afterwards. So making it a success. So your brow intensifying, it can take less than 20 minutes, depending. At the beginning, when you're offering this service, I suggest you guys book like 35 minutes, 35 minutes, maybe even 40, because in order for you to get used to this and get used to your customer and so forth, that you're trying it the first time. Then when you're accustomed to it, you can complete it in 30 minutes or less. But remember, when you add the brow shaping, depending on how long that takes, your timing varies. One of my girls loves the intense look. She took several brow shields to Disneyland to maximize how long her color would stay on. Oh, it'd be nice to hear the feedback, Maria, and how long it lasted for her, because it is also, if she went to Orlando, is Disneyland in Orlando, it's also hot. So it'd be great to know how long the skin staining lasted for her. Yeah. It's ideal to implement during hair color. We talked about that when you're processing for those in the salon industry. Great extra revenue generator. Clients return every 4 to 6 weeks. So with the intense browns, we say that it stains the skin 8 to 10 days. They can't come every week and get it stained again. Why? The skin needs to regenerate itself or else it won't hold that staining. So they should come after 2 weeks. Okay, so just be mindful for that. Oxidative tinting, you don't want them coming often because it is chemical. You're mixing it with an oxidant, right? So, more close to the 4th week mark. But this one, every 2 weeks, it can come back and get the skin stained. And you get high customer satisfaction and retention. And then we look at what the pros are saying. Very important for you guys to see what your fellow Esty besties or your fellow professionals are doing as well and what they're liking. So from Samantha from California, I faced difficulties improving my business success until I found the Business of Brows kit. Starting my brow journey was great, and this investment boosted my business profits right away. I'm thrilled with the results. So straight from a professional's mouth. I'm absolutely thrilled to embark on my journey in the brow business, and this kit is perfect. It equipped me with everything I need to get started in this brow business. Georgina from Texas. Okay. So we had to put these in there so you guys can see the people who already started with this journey are being successful. If not, reach out to us. We will still guide you. We'll help you. So show me the money. This is the breakdown that is actually going to eye-opener for you guys. So did you know that if you did 20 services per week, you can make an additional $110,000 per year? Here's how. You look at your services. So brows that you're offering, it's brow lamination, brow intensifying with intense browns, and your shaping. You charge, this is the base price. Remember in the service pricing, we said it's between $115 to $125. We chose the base one of $115. So we took that. Brow lamination takes about 10 minutes. It's not that long. And then 30 minutes in total with your intense browns, with your prepping and your aftercare, right? But you see the cost per service per customer. Your total is only $7.76 that you would spend per customer to do these services. When you take it into the profit breakdown and you take the $150 that you charge or $125 that you charge and minus the cost of the salon, you are getting back in profit $107.24. Times that by the 20 services you're doing per week, that's how you achieve $111,529 per year in revenue. Okay. So this helps you. This little worksheet can help you. If you do 30 services of brows per week, oh my gosh, even better, your revenue. Okay. Now promoting. Now we say this is easy to get started, right? Very easy, but promotion is needed. Like promoting your business is needed. So if you start offering these brow services and any of these Reflectosol services, you have your client's database, you have their emails. Send out an e-blast, a nice email that says, we are now offering at so and so salon the new brow intensifying hybrid tint that stains your skin, colors your hair for those that have patchiness or no hair, and the brow lamination that can bring life to your brows. Create a nice little email that you're offering these services. Put in that email the breakdown of what the prices are for these new services. Send that off. You need to do something to promote these new services. The other thing is the power of social media. So sharing on we have these posts that you can download from our website and start promoting these services, but also your befores and afters from your customers when they give you permission to take pictures. That's what's going to build up your business as well. Okay, your befores and afters, so people can see your work. Okay. And then the final thing was the 10 card that comes in the kit, and you can also order it from your distributors. Will you be teaching the right brow shapes for face shapes? And then we do have a PowerPoint for that I can gladly give you the sheets for that, for the brow shapes. Depending on our timing next week, I could try to go over it, but I do have, if you want to email me, I do have the eye shapes, face shapes, and the brow that accommodated that I could send to you. Okay. Share your work with us. If you have your phone right now and you want to, I hope it works. If you want to take your phone and do that QR code, it should work. I'm testing it. Yep, it works. Follow us. If you're not already following us on social media, please go ahead and scan these and follow us. We love to share your work. This is how I can also keep close to you guys and see how you're doing, see how you're enjoying Reflectosol, but it also keeps our community together. We are going to be having a forum on our academy, which I'm going to share that after, which is going to be called the Business of Brows Forum. I would love all of you guys to join it once I do send an email out, because it's going to be a great way for us to talk together in there and share our experience of our business of brows and share what worked, what didn't work. Sometimes if it didn't work, we can all help you and say, well, maybe it didn't work because of this or so forth. So that community, we stay close to each other and we help each other. Okay. Sorry, hairstylist here, so new to the brow world. Thanks for answering anytime, Leanne. Any questions you have? And once again, if we don't get a chance to answer all the questions today, there's an email that you can reach out to me and I'd be gladly to help you. And same with you, Kira. Okay. When I give you the email, reach out. This is for those of you guys who are new. This is how we set ourselves apart from other brands. We are there to support you all the way. The amount of times I troubleshoot on social media, in my office, on my weekend, we are there for you. Our educational support is there for you, and you will notice that on your own. Okay, so we pride in that. This is where you can get certified. So if you are interested in actually getting certified and doing this course, reach out to me after this email. And for joining the webinar today, I can give you guys a 50% off of your online academy. So in the US, it's about $99. In Canada is $129, and you get $50 off. So if you want to register and get certified, get a CU credit, get all these files sent to you after you're done this course. And our courses are so interactional too. We did a really good job with them. Let me know and you'll reach out to me and I can provide the coupon code for you guys. Yes, you are. And it's been great having that support. Thank you, Lori. I know you're always on here, Lori. That's one name that I always remember as well. So thank you for being a great support. Yeah, so go to this link. You can scan this and you can register now. But if you want to complete the courses, let me know and I can provide that $50 email. I'm going to put the email. Give me 1 second. 1 second. I will. I'm almost done. So once again, join our community. Keep involved with us. We want you to show, share your work, share us your feedback. Keep close to us. Social media through our reflectosoleducation.com website. Okay. through our educational webinars. So come support us again. A lot of tips and tricks we talk about in these webinars. And then even on our academy, we have protocols that you can download. If you go to our website and you agree to get newsletters, we have newsletters that go out, and I'm going to start that Q&A forum ASAP when I come back from Skin Games next week, so that I can invite all of you guys to come in and start our Business or Browse community. Okay. And then the email should be, oh, it's not on this PowerPoint here. I was saying I was going to show you guys the email and I didn't have it. Okay. So it's education at CBON group. I'm typing it too, but I tend to talk out loud when I type. Okay. So it should have went through oh, that's education. I typed it wrong. Education. I usually have a slide at the end that has all these credentials, but I didn't put it on this one. So there we go. Did I type it better? Education. Yeah. So if you're interested, if you need any help in what distributor close by to you, if you're having a struggle finding it on our website, if you need any help with any technical difficulties like Kira, if you need any help, if you want to get the $50 coupon code, reach out to me. Okay. And anything else you think of, reach out to me. So this is the end of the PowerPoint, but I did want to show you the nice new videos that they've done. So I have to share my screen. So you're welcome, everyone. I'll have to share my screen, so I won't be able to see the chat box. So hold on your questions for the chat box at the moment, so I can show my screen and share with you these videos just to get an idea of how easy these services are. And don't wait to get started. Like, get started and we'll help you with your journey. So let me open up the first video. If you have 5 minutes to spare, I know we're 2 minutes over. I did pretty good this time, but if you have 5 minutes to spare, please stay and we can watch this. So the first one is the brow lamination that I'm going to share. Okay. You're welcome, everyone. Okay. So let me share the screen and hopefully you guys can see it. I hope you guys can see it. I can't see the chat box, so I'm hoping you guys can see this. Okay, so that was the first video. Did it showcase for you guys? Okay. Were you guys able to see the video? Okay, perfect. Because I can't see the chat box when it shows that. So what did you guys think? Very easy. Brow lamination is so easy. Now in this video, they showed it with the oxidative tinting, right? So that's why there was no skin staining. But I'm going to show the last video on the intense browns. Can we use the water during? No, your water's at the end when you have to clean. Nothing in between, or else you disrupt the process. I like the little bronze dishes better than the blue ones. Do we buy those from a distributor? Yes, you can. It comes in a pack of 5 with the brushes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let me do the last one because I know a lot of you might have to go. Oh, don't worry. There's no talking. It was just music. It was just like a background music. There was no talking. There's text. Every step that she's doing, there's text. So let me show the final video because a lot of you guys have to head out. So let me just do that one. The final one is intense browns. So give me 1 second to get that one. And all these tutorials are on our website too. I updated our website. They're great videos. They're showcased a little bit better, the services. So let's share the screen again, and this will be our final one. Give me 1 second. Share screen sharing. And hopefully you guys can see this too. Okay, so sharing. Let's play. Okay, it's another good video. Okay, so the one thing I want to tell you guys about this video, you guys can hear me still. Do you have to have an account on the website to see the videos? No, you don't. Just our academy, you have to. Okay, so the one thing about the video you might have noticed is that they didn't brow map at the beginning. So when Austria teaches, they say, because when you brow map right from the beginning, sometimes when you're doing the 2 gels, the brow mapping starts to disappear, or the brow mapping tends to go into the mesh with the color gel and it can interfere. But fine, you can do it the way they did. But if you have a customer that has a lot of skin staining to happen, I would brow map from the beginning because you have to brow map to see how much skin you're getting wet with the gels. Blindly, you can make it very uneven. So I would do the brow mapping. If somebody has hair and you're just following the hair like they did in the video, fine, brow map at the end when it's the staining part. But if somebody needs a total redesigning of the brow, I would brow map from the beginning because it also gives you the idea of what the shape should be like. But that's the only tip that I would tell you guys about the video. Otherwise, the videos are greatly done. Let me answer your questions, but that brings us to our okay, so Victoria, email me though. Email education@cbngroup.com to remind me, because I won't be able to do these emails until tomorrow at the airport. So if you could send me at education@cbngroup, then I can send you the code. Okay, I'll put the email again here for you guys. So great videos, no need for plastic wrap during brow lamination. Only if you're going to do the very pressed down look, then you use the plastic film. Refectisol Austria is all about, like the manufacturer is all about doing it very natural, less products to use, because you see they don't use glue or they don't use the plastic film, because less steps, less product to buy, less things going on to the brow hair, which makes it a better experience. But if you're going to use a plastic film, it's basically for the pressed down look. Or if step number one for lash perm, you really want it to break down these unruly brows, these crazy brows or male brows, you can use it then to help it penetrate. But be mindful, if you're going to leave the solution higher, because the more thicker density the brow goes, the higher you can go. But don't go past 10 minutes with a lash perm, because you can create over processing. But if you're going to put a longer time of the brow lash perm, then you need to and then you're going to put the plastic film, you need to lessen the time of the plastic film. So how I say is, if you do the 6 and 4 minutes and you put the plastic film, you condense it by 1 minute each step. If you do the 8 and 5 minutes, then you're going to condense it by 2 minutes. If you do the 10 and 7, you're going to condense it by 3 minutes. And always monitor the hair in between brushing. You know how she brushed it with the spoolie, just to see how it's taking, because then you might be able to remove it earlier if it's relaxing. Okay. Lamination first, then color. Yes. And shaping at the end, not before. Can you use intense browns primer with red? No, you can't. They're two different systems. They don't work. Remember, oxidative tints are like hair dye. It's meant to go into the hair follicle and open up that hair structure and deposit inside and then seal up. Intense browns is meant to stay topical. It doesn't roughen the cuticle and it doesn't penetrate inside. So you can't mix the two systems. It won't work. Okay. Thank you, Victoria. What about Vaseline around the area? Because Vaseline is very, very oily and you are skin staining, and when you're doing a brow lamination, you're brushing, the Vaseline will become interference. It will become a barrier. So I would not suggest Vaseline. If you want, you can use our Refectisol protection cream. But even though for brow lamination, I would avoid it, because you are brushing the brows, and as you're brushing the brows, they get relaxed, they get longer. So what happens is that you're seeping that product you're taking the protection cream or the Vaseline back into the brow. Okay. I have to run, but always is a great webinar. Thank you, Lori. Looking forward to a second. Thank you, Lori. We are at the end, but I'm going to put that email as well. And another thing too, if you took pictures during this webinar, share them, tag us, tag that you joined the webinars, tag and tell us what you enjoyed about the, you're welcome. Tell us what you liked about it. Start sharing with us on Instagram about our webinars. Okay. If a client has extra resistant brows, what can you do? Then is when you can use the plastic film, and then is when you can extend the timing. Max up until 10 minutes for the lash perm, 7 minutes for the neutralizer. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I thought I was going to finish like 45 minutes, like 50 minutes earlier, but like I said, I have the gift of gab. So I hope like for the ones that were writing notes, you will have the recording so you can rewrite any of the notes, but please also feel free to reach out to me. You're very welcome. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, everybody. And for those that joined all across as well, North America and some from Europe, thank you so much for being a great support. Until April 2nd, this is our next webinar. I hope you guys have a wonderful couple of weeks. If you start your brow journey, share that with us as well. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, guys.